Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to the next tutorial video here on duct tape creations. In this tutorial I'm showing you how to make a duct tape cheer bow. So it's going to be really cool, and I hope you enjoy it. Alright, so to make a duct tape cheer bow, it is pretty simple but can get a little tricky. But to start off anyway, you're going to need 4 strips of tape, of duct tape, that are 30 inches long. So you can make these any color you want. One thing I'll mention, if you don't have a big enough work surface to work on, you can use pretty much any counter you have. And you can just use a ruler. If you have one that's 30 inches long, that would be perfect. If you just have one this length, that's fine. You can just move it along with the tape and get the length you need, which is 30 inches like I said. So once you have the surface you're going to work on and you have all the strips you need, which is like I said 4 strips of tape that are 30 inches long, you can get started. So what we're going to do here is we're going to peel up the first strip here. And you can't see the entire strip because I couldn't get the camera angle right to get all of the cutting mat, so sorry about that. We're going to take all these strips here and just going to stick them on top of each other. So now, sticking together these really long strips, as you can see they're pretty long. It can be a little bit tricky just to get everything even. So just take your time with it and I'm sure you can get it. So just like that there, so you have a full double-sided strip of tape to where there's just about no sticky side showing, as you can see there. So for this I'm using the pink zebra and blue zebra from Duck brand, so I thought it would look really cool for this creation. So yeah, but you can use any color you like, that's all up to you. So now I'm going to take the 4th strip here and take it up to 3 inches, actually sorry, 3.5 inches. So this can be right there. Right there. Okay. So now you can use, if you don't have a cutting mat big enough for this, you can, like I said, you can be using a ruler for all these measurements, so just keep that in mind. And you can just be using a counter, you don't need to use a cutting mat. So yeah, you can pretty much work with this anywhere you want, as long as you have the space. So now we're just going to take the final strip here and just cover up the rest of the sticky side that is showing. So just like that. So there we go. So now we have a sheet of tape that is 30 inches long and 3.5 inches in width, so you can see here. Okay, so once you have this done, we can start folding that. So yeah, just finish sticking all of them together and we can move on. Alright, so now that you have your strip or sheet of tape done, we can move on to folding it. So now off camera I had this little bit of a stripe with the pink leopard here in the center, and it kind of adds like a blue borderline of the blue zebra, which looks really cool, just to give it more of a more design look to it. So yeah, like I said before, you can use any color you want. You can put any design down the center you want with this, so it's pretty much customizable of how you can design it with the colors, which is awesome. That's one thing I love about duct tape. It's pretty much customizable with anything you make. So yeah, so now that we have this done, we can start folding like I said. So first off, what we're going to do here is you're going to fold the ends just like this. So if you can see that right there, just fold it in half. Okay, so now you're going to take a pair of scissors and you're just going to cut right up there, just like that. So you have about this, so you have something that looks just like this, just a curved cutout center. Just had more like a little bit more of a detailed look to it. Not sure exactly what the word I'm looking for was, what the word I was looking for. So let's continue. Okay, so now we're going to take the other side and do the exact same thing. Just come in here and just cut right up to the top, just like that. So there you go. So you can see that side and this side are cut. Pretty simple. Okay, so just move those scraps away quick. Okay, alright. So now that that's done, you can move on to our next step. So what we're going to do now is you're going to take the one side and fold it all the way over here, matching it up with the with the crease at the side that you just cut out. So just like that. So you can see they meet up right there at the end. So okay, so once you have this creased down and folded, you're going to open this up, and then you're going to fold these in just like that. Actually, just about right there. Alright guys, sorry about the cut right there. I started getting really tongue-tied, so I thought I'd just stop the recording and just restart here. So yeah, so sorry about that. So we're just going to start over here. So what you're going to do now is you're just going to fold this in half, just like that. Alright. So now you're just going to crease this and make sure that it meets right here at the ends so they match each other. So that's pretty simple to do right here. So now you're going to take this and fold this in just like that, and then do the same thing on this side here. Just fold that in, and now you're just going to tighten those up just a little bit, pulling them into the center. Pretty easy. I'm just going to open this up just a little bit to make the loops on the top for the bow a little bit bigger. So really, the more you move these out, which gives more of this flat surface area in the middle, the bigger the loops of the bow are going to be, and the farther you put it in tighter so this gets smaller up in here, is how these will be longer when the bow's done. So just consider how you want to do that. I'm just going to try and make these where the loops are just a little bit bigger than the streamers, I guess you could call them, that come off the bow. I'm not sure what the actual term is. But once you have this where you want it, just take this and fold it in. It can be just a little bit tricky here. I'll try and do this real quick. Oh, okay. Sorry, let me rearrange that there. It kind of came loose, so I'm just going to redo that. Alright. So once you do that, you're just going to pinch this in, just like that there. Alright. So there we go. Just took a few tries to get that right, but once you get it right, it should turn out just fine. Alright, so there you can see it right there. It can be a little tricky to fold that. It did take me just 2 tries here real quick to do it, but once you get it down pat, it should be really easy. Once you get the hang of it. I mean, I'm still getting the hang of doing this myself, but I know it well enough to show someone else how to do it. So once you have it folded, you're going to cut the small strip of tape that's just 4 inches long or 5 inches long. It doesn't really matter, and that's just 1 inch in width. Okay, and you're just going to stick that right down here in the front, wrap it around just a little bit, and then wrap this all the way around the other side. Just like this, work your way through there, and just keep it taut, or tight, whatever you want to say, and just wrap it around just like that. Sorry about going off camera there for a second, just had to work with it. So there we go. So that's your duct tape cheer bow, really simple. So now if you want, you can tape a little bit like of a hairband or rubber band here or something at the back if you want to do that. Really simple, just take the hairband and strip of tape and just stick it right on there. So that's really simple to do. So yeah, that's pretty much it, how to make the cheer bow. It's really cool. So now this is the 3rd one I've ever made of this, but I've got the hang of it just well enough. So I'm just going to show you the first one I ever made, which is this one here. As you can see, they turned up just a little bit differently, which is understandable the way duct tape is. Whatever duct tape creation you make, they're never going to turn out 100% exactly the same every time you make something. So that's really cool. So every duct tape creation is pretty much going to be unique, which is always nice. So yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. So thanks for watching, and as I always say, just enjoy the wonder that is duct tape.